Hey guys, in today's episode we have the most controversial set of balance changes yet, a chance to earn some new free emotes, and some game-breaking glitches. All that and more in today's episode of Clash World. Hey guys, Legendaray here, and welcome back to another episode of Clash World. In this weekly show, we take a look at the most recent announcements from the Clash Royale team, the hottest topics in CR esports, as well as what's going on in the community. Then, we'll finish up the episode by breaking down the meta and featuring my off-meta deck of the week. If you're enjoying Clash Worlds, then please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified of every new video that comes out. Also, go check me out on Twitter. I'm pretty active on there, so link will be in the description. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the first section, New in the Arena. New in the Arena is where we find out about what the Supercell team has been up to this past week. Now, as you probably know, when the January update first came out, the dev team accidentally leaked that there were 96 cards in the game. So obviously, this could hint at 6 new cards coming in the near future. We know that one is going to be the Wall Breaker, so that leaves 5 more. Now, earlier this week, 2 of them could have just been data mined. As Reddit user The Bazooka official posted, he has found file names under the name Tinymite and B-Knight. Now obviously we have no idea what any of this means other than that the Clash team could be working on these possible new cards. And of course, it's that time of the month again, Balance Change Week. This week, we only have 6 changes, but they are probably some of the most drastic and controversial that we have seen in a very long time. Now, I'm sure you all know what these changes are already, so I'll try and go over them really quickly, and also my thoughts on the changes. Musketeer, damage plus 3%.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
Dang, this underrated card might see a bit of a comeback in the new meta. With the Musketeer pretty much only being seen in Hog 2.6 decks, she could be seen in a lot more, especially with her being able to kill so many units in one less hit. 3 Musketeers, elixir cost increase from 9 to 10. Wow, this change actually caught me off guard. While changing the 3 Musketeers elixir to 10 was definitely an option, I had no idea that that was what they had planned to do. However, the justification seems to be that since the Musketeer itself got a buff, that the 10 elixir might make it a bit worth. And honestly, I still think 3 Musketeer will be kind of used, although again, it is a very wild guess. Freeze, damage minus 6%. Freeze duration reduced from 5 to 4. Dang, Freeze took an absolute beating this February update. Is Freeze gonna be dead? Honestly, I don't think so, but it definitely is no longer going to be a top tier card. Cannon Cart, hit speed faster from 1.3 to 1.2. So basically, they are reverting the Cannon Cart nerf that they did a couple months ago. I'm not too sure if I like this change too much, because again, a few months ago, Cannon Cart was everywhere in this meta. In addition, this Cannon Cart buff also is meant to be an indirect nerf to Mortar, which, I mean, sure, I guess. Knight, hit points plus 2.5. Oh man, Knight buff. Well, I might be a bit biased since I use the Knight, but hey, you know what? The Knight with a bit more HP is now going to be a bit more worth for his 3 elixir. The big thing that Supercell said about this change is that the Knight is able to take 3 hits from the P.E.K.K.A. before dying. It's supposed to be a smaller change that might make it a more compelling alternative to all the other glass tanks in the game, such as Ice Golem, Valkyrie, or Rascals. Dark Goblin, hit speed slower from 0.65 to 0.7 seconds. The Dark Goblin has been a bit prevalent in this meta, almost always being able to get so much value for its 3 elixir. So, a small DPS nerf will definitely help remedy that. So, I mean, that's it. I honestly don't have that much to say about these balances. They all pretty much made logical sense, although some of the changes themselves might make some pretty drastic implications on the game and the new meta. However, there are a few questions the community has about these balances, and I'll address some of them later in the community section of this episode. Next up, a new set of emotes has been leaked by Opegit Studios. This time, a set of Royal Hug emotes in a Chinese New Year theme. Of course, to celebrate the Year of the Pig. I honestly quite like them, and I might even considering getting some of them. In addition, a new event was also leaked by Opegit Studios. It's that one that's kind of draft with like the pig spawning in the back, and according to this, the event's supposed to start on February 4th, which is tomorrow, and the event will have 3 stages. Stage 1, a casual challenge to introduce us to the new game mode. Rewards are quite minimal, but again, you do actually get free gems, and you literally can't lose this challenge anyway. Stage 2. This one does have 3 losses. The rewards again are slightly better, but the banger is in stage 3. And as you can see, if you manage to complete this challenge, you get a free emote. Boom! Not sure which emote you will get, but I really do appreciate Supercell's effort to make emotes more available for the free-to-play part of the community. And finally, in their weekly update with the community on Reddit, the Clash Royale dev team had this to say. We are working on solidifying the next update before cracking on with it. Lots of discussions in the office, ideas thrown around such as progression changes, improvements, or a revamp, new types of seasons, and a ranked 2v2. All just ideas at this point, nothing confirmed. Put the brakes on the hype train. Now while again these are still ideas, it might be the beginning of what could be coming in the next major update to the game. What has got me really excited is a possibility of a progression change. Again, for me, a great new feature is one that introduces more depth, so hopefully this seemingly major change can achieve just that. I'm actually relatively excited. Now that's gonna do it for New in the Arena. It's time to check out the esports update. The Esports Update is a segment where we take a look at the new and rising pro players as well as recent esports competitions. This weekend, the Red Bull MEO World Finals for Clash Royale has concluded. After months of playing in the combines and over 30 players in the World Finals, the winner? Thunderstruck. The finals went to a full 7 game in a best of 7 with both Thunderstruck and his opponent YYYY making some crazy intense plays. Really looking forward to the next possible esports event, CRL Season 2. Now that we're caught up with the most recent esports news, let's check out the rising rumors. So the community obviously has a lot of questions regarding the recent set of balance changes. Therefore, the Rumham went on Twitter and began addressing a few of these concerns. Let's go ahead and take a look. Random thoughts on cards that were not changed. Barbarrel, Bandit, and Ram all have high win rates largely because of 3 Musketeer decks, so let's see how they change with the 3M nerf. Now while this isn't a perfect solution by any means, I'm sure that they will monitor the use and win rates of Barbarrel, Bandit, and Ram, and hopefully nerf in March accordingly. Dark Prince. Dark Prince is a really borderline card. It's technically an okay win rate at 46%, but it could be buffed. But with the Prince at the high end of good 53%, a small Dark Prince buff could make the Princes too good together. This I do agree with, but I think there's a pretty good suggestion by Doberman, and that is to give a slight buff to the Dark Prince in combination with a slight nerf to the normal Prince. Zappies. Zappies bounce around each month, but have a fine win rate, 45 to 49%. They could get a small buff, but when they are really good, the meta was freeze-like, with so many decks having perma-stun potential. Again, I do agree with this sentiment, but I would also like to see these Zappies have a bit of a higher usage, not just win rate. Next up, there have also been 2 major glitches in the game that has actually gained some traction in the community. The first one is a pretty major skeleton army glitch where a zap actually fails to kill skeletons sometimes. This honestly is such a weird glitch, and I really do hope that the Clash team addresses this soon because it's honestly causing a lot of players some crazy issues. The next glitch, however, is a bit more fun, the 2v2 King Tower glitch, where a building can actually cause troops to get indefinitely stuck behind them. Props to a Reddit user, Salty Ogre Lord, for absolutely tearing it up with golems for an absolutely hilarious play. Again, I do hope that Supercell addresses these 2 glitches because, glitches are glitches, right? Now that we've covered the trending topics in the community, let's go ahead and break down the meta. Now, since balance changes are coming in tomorrow, there is no point in going over this current meta. Instead, I'm going to be making my predictions on how the new meta is going to change. So, first things first, 3 Musketeers. 3 Musketeers will definitely tank a bit in popularity. While it's hard to say whether it'll be completely dead, which I highly doubt, I still believe that its insane pressure with the double lane kind of thing will still justify a 10 elixir commitment and cause some players to still stick with playing the card. Freeze, although I'm pretty sure will be relatively dead. It will now be completely used as a surprise card, if even used at all. In addition, Mortar Bait will still be viable despite that Cannon Cart buff, but Expo might actually be the one that takes the bigger hit. So that's the meta for you guys. Now let's check out the off-meta deck of the week. That's right, in each Clash Royale episode, we're going to be featuring one off-meta deck that works in the current meta. This week's deck was submitted by Marco Ziloli, and it's a super interesting Goblin Giant Sparky Royal Hog deck. This deck is quite versatile with both a beatdown aspect with the Goblin Giant, as well as a quick pressure aspect with the Royal Hogs. This deck also has a solid bait aspect with all of the spam, and Flying Machine is kind of like the Dark Goblin. It can get so much value. You want to play this deck, as usual, on the more casual side and waiting for that perfect moment to counter push. So with that out of the way, let's get right into a battle. Alright, so hopping into this battle against Ben, 32 right here, so good luck to this guy. And starting off, like I said, you do want to play a little bit more passively, so we're just gonna kind of wait here and see if he's going to make the first move, and he's gonna go ahead and go with a Royal Ghost in the back. So Goblin Giant will go right there. The Royal Ghost will become visible once it starts attacking the Goblin Giant, and the Spirit Goblins will help take it out. So anyways here, he's gonna go with the Battle Ram opposite lane. I'll just go with the Flying Machine right there. We're probably going to go with the help of the Goblin Gang to also take that out, and he's actually going to go with a Bandit as well. The Goblin Giant's going to actually connect to the tower though, and that's going to be several hundred damage right there for us, so definitely a really good start actually. Wow, Goblin Giant actually puts in so much work. It's such an underrated card, and here, since he actually uses that on my Goblin Gang, he doesn't have the zap for those bats, and there we go. The bats are able to absolutely demolish that right there. So anyways, he's gonna go with the Royal Ghost. I'll just go with my Goblin Giant. Oh no, it's P.E.K.K.A control. I absolutely hate facing this deck. It's just such a safe deck to play, and again, it's a really solid deck too. So anyways here, fortunately, we do have a Sparky, although I'm pretty sure he probably has an E-Wiz in this deck, so we do have to be relatively careful. So here, Sparky's going to go down to defend that P.E.K.K.A, and he's probably got there's the E-Wiz, so we're going to go ahead and get a Goblin. Oh, he actually screws up his zap. I was going to say, because he's probably going to zap that Sparky. I was going to play the Goblin Gang to protect it and distract that Electro Wizard, but you know what? We've got a Sparky on counter push, so we are going to take advantage of it. Royal Hogs going in. That's 5 elixir right there, and I don't think he has anything to stop it. Sparky's gonna obliterate any kind of defense he puts down. Look at that, Royal Ghost goes down. Sparky's actually gonna get a shot onto the tower, finishing it off and going into double elixir time. This is honestly looking really solid right here. Sparky's gonna even get a hit onto the King's Tower, which, you know, definitely is looking really good going into you know, double elixir time. So anyways here, Flying Machine in the back, you know, just cycling our cards. We cycle back to our Goblin Giant, and here we're just gonna go play the Goblin Giant in the back, although that might have been yeah, that definitely was a mistake. I probably should have just waited and leaked a bit of elixir. So here, ooh, okay, I'm actually not sure what to do. Let's go with a mini horde and a giant snowball. That'll go ahead and stop the charges of everything right there. And let's go with the Goblin Gang, and let's also go with okay, this is actually really bad right here. Let's go with some bats right there to hopefully take out the E-Wiz. Oh my god, those bats actually die. That's not good at all. And he did take actually a massive chunk off our tower right there. So here he's gonna go with, okay, he's going way in with that battle ram right there. Let's just go ahead and go with our giant snowball to go ahead and tank that stuff right there. And with 10 seconds left in this match, we do have to hold on to this tower. 7 seconds left. He has 2 bandits down, so we get a Flying Machine right there. Let's go and get some bats down. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left. We just need to hold on, and oh my god, 7 HP left on our tower. That's absolutely crazy right there. You know, I kind of did make a mistake with that Goblin Giant in the back in double extra time, but hey, you know what? A win's a win, so I will definitely take that. So there we go. That was the off-meta deck of the week. I definitely recommend you guys give this deck a try. It's really fun. Sparky, Goblin Giant are just 2 really underrated cards that will definitely tear up in this new meta. If you want to submit your own deck to be featured, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. But unfortunately, guys, that's all I've got time for in today's video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like down below, as well as a subscription to my channel. And as always, this is Legendaray, and I'm signing off. See you guys next time.